Hello, and welcome back to Cape Corner, where we explore the history, story, and cultural impact of a different character or group every episode. I'm Blue,
And I'm Jay.
and today we're doing a poll character. If you want to join the Discord, the Cape Corner Discord, to be able to vote in polls, which help us decide who we're going to talk about from week to week, then the link is in the description of the episode. Uh, so I had made a joke, uh, mostly for myself, in previous polls, where when Mario was included as an option, uh, I put in parentheses, aka good Wario. Um, and today we're talking about Wario, who I put in parentheses, aka evil good Wario. That's just my sense of humor myself. All right. So I just asked you. You said you don't know a whole lot about Wario or the Mario franchise in general,
Yep.
which I seem to remember because we did the Mario episode, and uh, a lot of it was just me describing things to you and you going like, "I had no clue about that." Um, well, uh, I will say that there was a Game Boy game in 1992 called Super Mario Land, which was its own like franchise counterpart. It was the handheld counterpart to the Super Mario World games. Um, and during the development of Super Mario Land 2 with 6 golden coins, the staff team was looking for a change of pace. They didn't want to be bound by the ideas which were used in the Mario games leading up to that time. They wanted to provide Mario with a new objective. Um, so I believe I want to say Mario Land is where um, I don't know about this specific game, but I think that franchise was where Daisy appeared, Princess Daisy, who's like the close friend of Princess Peach, as well as the
Okay.
girlfriend of Luigi. Um, so yeah, she appeared in the first Super Mario Land game. Daisy was the princess of Sarasaland. So for the second Super Mario Land game, um, they they wanted okay. The first thing that they decided was Wario's name, which was derived from the Japanese word "warui," which means bad. Um, so they decided that they wanted Mario to have like an arch rival or a nemesis. So they were taking inspiration from the American comic book characters Popeye and Bluto. Um, I don't know if you know anything about Popeye.
Yeah, he's the dude and then gets like insanely strong.
Yeah, he's the sailor, rough and tumble, and there's another. I want to say I think he's also a sailor named Bluto, who is a big, physically well built, very selfish and cunning foil to Popeye. So they kind of decided they wanted to do the same thing. They took the M on Mario's cap, flipped it upside down to make a W, used that Japanese word warui as inspiration, and thus Wario was made. Um, so right from the get go, um, he was meant to not be like a hero. He was an antagonist, um, and he's meant to be like he's meant to look tougher than Mario. He's also short, like Mario is, but he's like fatter, right? So, but not like he looks like he would be stockier and stronger is what the thing is. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so he tends to be like physically more powerful than Mario, but Mario's got like, better jumping and skill and whatnot. And Wario would appear throughout a bunch of the games after his initial appearance in Super Mario Land. Um, uh, he got his own Wario Land games. He appeared in the Mario Kart games, um, and the Mario Party games, and in Mario Tennis, he showed up in Mario Tennis 64 um, with well, okay. So in that game, they all had doubles partners that were assigned to them, right? Uh, so he needed his own doubles partner because it was like, well, Mario and Luigi are doubles partners, and Daisy has Peach and yada yada. So that was actually the game they introduced Waluigi in. And Waluigi is an absolute icon. um, have you seen like all the memes and everything with Waluigi?
I've seen a few.
It's great. He's such a mysterious enigma of a character, and I love him. Like he's probably like my favorite. Wah. Um. So it should be noted that Wario and Waluigi are apparently not brothers.
Really?
Yeah, they're just like friends or allies. Um. And okay, so here's where I go into my whole Waluigi tangent. Okay, so uh, the uh, the the incredible Brian David Gilbert did an Unraveled episode about Waluigi, where he wanted to find out more about Waluigi's identity, and he uh, I would say you should all go watch the Unraveled episode about Waluigi. It's fantastic. Um, but the long and short of it is that he started pulling um lines of like description from official Super Mario Brothers resources to try and nail down the key aspects of Waluigi's character, which are things like he is Luigi's counterpart. He is a very sneaky and cunning character. Um, Luigi isn't afraid of him. He has this ability in Super Mario Strikers where he essentially makes like a shadow clone um, to to help him kick the ball. Um, and if you don't want to be spoiled on the big conclusion that Brian came to, I'd say maybe skip ahead like a minute. Uh, but basically, Brian decided at the end that Luigi, who's afraid of everything, for him not to be afraid of Waluigi, for Waluigi to have this ability to like, make copies of himself or change, what he needs to be on the fly. He's essentially like the Tyler Durden from Fight Club. He's like he's a mental manifestation from Luigi.
Wait, seriously?
No, well, this isn't all canon. This is just this dude on the internet speculating, but it is fun to think about that Luigi just has like a split personality, and that Waluigi is like a copy of himself that he creates.
Interesting.
Yeah, because he can't exist without Luigi, and so it's this whole thing of like, what if that means they're the same person? What? Uh, Yeah. But anyway, all this is to say, Waluigi is there's not a whole lot of info on the guy, and that's kind of what makes him super ripe to just make a bunch of memes about, because you can fill in the gaps of his character.
Mm.
Um, but Wario has a much more defined character. He's got character traits. He is extremely greedy, very money grubbing. He's kind of a weird dude. He really likes garlic. Like he really likes garlic. Like he'll just take a clove of garlic and eat it.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah. He has a habit of like picking his nose, and yeah, it's he's not a he's not a stalwart heroic type like Mario. Um, but the series that wound up characterizing him the most, I want to say, would be the WarioWare series. Uh, and man, you just need to play the WarioWare games. They're so fun. They're genuinely some of the most fun that I've had. They like invented a genre of games um, called micro games. Uh, so you know what a mini game is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little game within a game that you play, and it takes maybe like 3 to 5 minutes, whatever. A micro game is smaller than a mini game. They are rapid fire 5-second games.
Damn.
Yeah. So the the main idea of it is that you play a level. Each level has like its own theme, because like okay, so each game introduced new mechanics, and based on those mechanics, a cast of characters would each have their own like themes that they would do. Um, uh, and so say that the theme of one of the levels is like you got to do a lot of pulling motions. So like one like okay, because the one that I played was WarioWare Touched for the Nintendo DS, the one with the touch
Mm.
screen. So a lot of the stuff that I remember was like a mini game where um the doors would open. It would be like unravel, and you would see just a thing of toilet paper, and you'd have to quickly swipe down and pull all the toilet paper and get it down to the end of the roll within 5 seconds.
Oh.
Or there might be a thing where you would use the Nintendo DS's microphone, um, and there would be like a big like guy's face looking up at the bottom of the screen, and there would be like a dandelion petal, and you would have to blow into the microphone, and he would blow, and he would keep the dandelion petal afloat, and you'd have to do that for 5 seconds, stuff like that. So it's just really tiny tasks that you do in a few seconds, and it's very rapid fire. So if you fail a test, I think like 3 times, you lost the level. Um, but uh, they're very fun, and I will talk about some of the different games, their different mechanics, um, and his own cast of characters. He has his own distinct cast of characters from the rest of the Mario series, and they're very colorful and fun. And I will talk about all that after an ad break. Okay, that was our ad break. All right. Before we continue, um, let me ask you, because I haven't let you do a whole lot of talking here. Um, So, have you ever actually played a game with Wario in it?
No,
None of them. You never even played like Mario Kart?
no.
Wait, have you actually not played like Mario Kart? Like, why?
Well, one, I don't have any Nintendo things, and two, I'm not a big race car fan.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me that. Even if it's
Yeah,
like,
like driving games, I mean.
yeah, but it's less like actually racing and it's more battle racing, which is like, yeah, you're driving and you're trying to get in first place, but it's more about you're navigating the track and like shooting like rockets and shit at your opponents.
Oh, all right.
That doesn't change it up for you.
Like I said, I still don't have any like Nintendo things though. Like I
Mm.
don't have a Switch or anything like that.
One of these days, I'm just gonna bust down your front door and I'm gonna have a switch. I'm going, like, we're doing this. This is happening. Um, Mario Kart is one of the most like I don't want to say competitive. What's the word I'm looking for? It frustrates people who play it, but it's also addictive in that when they lose, they're like, "All right, another round. I'll get you this time." Um, Mario Party, he pops up in those. Like you've at least seen the Mario Party games to know like what the deal is, right?
Yeah.
Uh, all right. So let me talk a little bit about the WarioWare games. So the first one was WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games, but the S in micro games is a dollar sign.
Okay.
Um, it was for the Game Boy Advance. So uh it was like their initial foray into it, and all of the games uh could only utilize what the Game Boy Advance had, which was basically just, buttons. Um so the story was that okay, I should say Wario's design in um in the WarioWare games is different. So Wario's usual outfit So Wario's usual design is that he's got the normal like plumber outfit, right? He's got the cap that has a little W on it. He's got his overalls, his gloves, his shoes. He's dressed like Mario. But in the WarioWare games, he has like a biker outfit. Uh, he's got a helmet with goggles on it. He's got like a blue long sleeve shirt with a lighter blue like ripped biker vest over top. He's got some pink pants with a red belt. He still has gloves, but now they're fingerless gloves. So he's dressed more as like a colorful biker now.
Okay.
And he's just got a house in a place called Diamond City, and the entire idea is that he sees a reporter talking about another video game uh, called Pioro, which made a whole bunch of money. And he literally just went, if I made a video game, I could make money. So he just founds a corporation called WarioWare Inc. And after he tries to make a video game by himself, he gets lazy. He's like, "This is too hard," but he decides to call up a whole bunch of his friends to help. Um, and because he doesn't want to spend too much money on the game, he develops a whole bunch of games. And there's a whole bunch of them. There's the famous Gold Digger micro game, which is in like almost every single game, which is literally just there's a nose, there is a hand moving from side to side. You got to time it right, and when you hit the button, the finger goes up and it'll jab, and you got to get it into one of the nostrils to pick its nose. If you
Oh my
miss, it
god.
like jabs the nose. Like I said, there's the toilet paper one. There's one where it's like you got to move a spotlight around to find a criminal that's escaping from jail. Um, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but the characters are what really make the game. There's a guy called Jimmy T who's like a disco dancer, and I remember we see his the nightclub he always goes to, Club Sugar. Um, in that club in WarioWare Touched, we actually see his whole family is with him. Um, there's these two guys called Dribble and Spitz, which are like a big. They're two mechanics, but one's like a big pit bull, I think, and the other's like a cat. And I'm almost positive that they're designed after like SWAT cats. Um, there's a girl named Mona, and she's like your typical attractive anime waifu character. She goes around on a scooter. She has a nice like coat and like a mini skirt, and she has her own like biker helmet and goggles. Um, uh, apparently, like there might be a romance between her and Wario, which is weird because he's a disgusting manlet. Uh, but I know she's like a model. Um, there's a guy called 9 Volt. He's just this little kid who I actually love playing his levels because his games are always themed around retro games. So like, do you remember Duck Hunt? Okay, there's literally one of his micro games is just Duck Hunt, where it's like you got 5 seconds to shoot one of the ducks out of the sky. There's an alien named Orbulon who he he apparently wants to take over the earth, but he just always crashes or screws up, so he just winds up getting involved in the micro games while he's repairing his ship. There's a guy named Dr. Krygor who's a cyborg, uh, sort of like your Dr. Gero or whatever. Um, and then there's Kat and Anna, who are little ninja girls, and their names are the word katana split in half.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So um they all their stuff is tends to be themed around some sort of like slashing effect or other ninja stuff. Um then the next game they made was WarioWare Twisted, which there were some Game Boy cartridges that they made that were like fat because they had like a big pack of something or other included in the game cartridge. This was
Mm.
one. It actually had a gyroscopic sensor in the game cartridge. So the gimmick of this game was that you had to actually rotate your Game Boy. Um, and so, like, say there was a game where you were flying a plane, you would actually have to turn your Game Boy to steer where it was going.
That's pretty neat, actually.
Yeah, like they get really creative with them, and I appreciated that. Um, uh, I should also say these games all had like a bunch of extra stuff. Like there were little gizmos and whatnot that you could get for beating the micro games. Um, I remember there was actually for WarioWare Touched on the DS. There was like it was some kind of game. I can't remember what it was. It was like you would have one person on one side of the handheld and another person on the other side, and you each had your own screen. It was like yeah, I know it wasn't air hockey, but it was a game like that where you were both using both screens, but you each had one side to manage.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, WarioWare Touch was on the DS. That had a lot of incorporating about using the touch screen, as well as using uh, the microphone. Like there was games where you would like pop balloons really quickly, or like I said with Cat and Anna, you would make slashing motions to basically it was like Fruit Ninja before Fruit Ninja was a thing.
Hmm.
Um, oh yeah, I should also take this moment to double check on characters because not all of the characters were in the first game. Let me see. Oh yeah. 9 volt wound up getting a sort of uh I guess he's just a friend, but he seems like a big brother character, something called 18 volt. Wario wound up having a superhero persona called Wario Man, which literally looks like he's wearing pajamas. Um, but one of the best additions, which I guess I didn't even know that she wasn't in any game before this, WarioWare Touch added Ashley. Um, Ashley is a little witch girl that lives in a mansion, has a little tiny devil imp minion. Um, and uh, she has an absolute banger of a theme song. Um, it's like, how do I describe it? Like heavy organ, um, almost kind of like an Adams Family theme.
Okay.
But from time to time, she breaks in and she actually sings in it. There was a robot named Mike who all of his were about using the microphone. Um, I guess I should also say that the whole Wario Man thing, he once you get through all of the normal levels of the game, Wario is always like the first level, and then the last level he turns into Wario Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's sort of their thing. Like it's bookended by the the two different versions of Wario, and the art style for these games are also like super memorable. It's like very thick outlines, cartoony. Um, it's great. Like they have their own style, very distinct from the Mario games. And there was a whole bunch more smooth moves, snapped, DIY. I actually don't know a whole lot about those games. Um, there was one that was just released last year for the Switch, Jesus, called WarioWare Get It Together. I actually need to see what that one's about. But like I said, he hasn't made super significant story impact in most of the Mario games. Um, but somewhere he actually was fairly significant in the story was Super Smash Brothers Brawl, where in the story mode for that game called the Subspace Emissary, he was like one of the bad guys that was good. So they had like these guns, like giant cannons that would shoot arrows, not like not like bow and arrow arrows, like big old cartoon like pointer arrows. And
Mm.
if
Yep.
someone got run through by one of those arrows, they would turn into like a statue, um, like an amiibo with a base.
Mm.
And he was one of the people that was going around capturing everyone. Um, he captures Peach in the beginning of the game. Um, at one point, he was just going around with like a cart, and he had Peach, Ness, and Luigi on it. as statues. And if I recall correctly, I think there's a part in the game where like everybody else got captured, and then because Wario fucked up, like he crashed his cart, and those three got revived, and so those three had to save everybody else. I think that's what happened. I might be wrong. It's been a while since I played it. But regardless, uh, oh, I just found that he apparently made a bunch of self portraits. Oh my god! And they're like handsome anime versions of himself.
Oh my god.
But I'm gonna have to send this to you real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. There you go. It's the two in the middle.
All right. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah,
I love that.
he's a very fun character. What is this? Sorry, oh, okay. I just saw like a cartoon animation of him using hypnosis, which is apparently from Super Mario Land 2. I did not know that they were doing this. This is actually kind of terrifying, low key. I'm gonna send this to you so you can see what I mean.
Damn.
But yeah, in
That's
terms
like
of his abilities,
Looney Tune stuff.
it really is. In terms of his abilities, he can do a lot of the stuff that Mario can, just more focused on the physical strength and less on the skill. He has the ability to okay, he has a move called the Wario Waft, which I want you to take a guess as to what it is.
Probably the nose or something.
No, he
I'm not
just
sure.
farts hard enough to create a mushroom cloud.
Oh my god.
And it's one of
That's
his
great.
moves that he uses in like Smash Brothers as like an up attack, because he just farts and uses it to rocket himself upwards.
That's great.
Yeah. Um, like I said, he has the ability to turn into Wario Man, who, for all intents and purposes, is a superhero. He gains the ability to fly, similar to Cape Mario from Super Mario World, but he gets winded really easily. Like he doesn't have endless amounts of stamina like other superheroes do. He can golf. He can play tennis. He can ride go karts. All of your typical Mario fare. To be honest, I don't know if I have much else to say about him. I guess I'll say this. It's not really about Wario and them, but do you know the Disney Pixar movie Turning Red, which just came out?
I heard about it. I haven't watched it yet.
There's like the main character has a friend group of four girls, and somebody had mentioned that all four of them have the colors of Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi. So they like to just imagine that it's a story about the daughters of those four.
Jesus.
Yeah, Like the main character is red. She has a friend who's green, and their two friends are yellow and purple.
That's funny.
Yep. Like I said, this is going to be a shorter episode because there's not too much to say about Wario. I guess I'll say something that I just found out about. Apparently, they've said his origin story. You know how like Yoshi's Island was a game that showed baby Mario?
Yeah.
Okay, so uh they made a newer version of Yoshi's Island more recently that actually involved baby Wario.
How
Uh
was
I
that?
I don't know. I just found out about it.
Oh, my
It's
bad.
Yoshi's Island DS. Yeah. Like I know the original Yoshi's Island game was very fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Um but so I'm gonna assume playing as Baby Wario instead of Baby Mario is similarly fun. Um though he might have some different mechanics because the picture here shows him with a magnet and he's like attracting gold coins. Because of course he is, because even as a baby, he is a little money bastard. Oh yeah, it says it right here. Baby Wario's special move is magnetism, which he pulls out a magnet and attracts coins. How
Oh,
about
that's
that?
neat.
Yep. um. Yeah, I don't really. He bathes in money, like gold coins, which seems both uncomfortable and unhygienic.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is gonna be a quick pet peeve of mine. People need to realize that money is dirty, and they need to also stop going out of their way to make money dirtier. When I was a cashier, um, there was a woman who decided to pay, and she pulled the money out of her cleavage, and I'm like,
Oh, that's so disgusting.
yeah, because it was like it was like it was all boob sweaty, but like also, lady, you're getting all the grime from that money. Like, who knows where people's hands have been and whose hands that's been passed around to. And you put that like in between your boobs, like you could fucking, and it's like because you're sweating, so you're absorbing.
Yeah.
Ah, terrible. What I'm saying is, like, get a purse, get a wallet, stop rubbing money against like your bare skin. It's not going to do anyone any favors. Um I guess one other thing I'll say too is that like Mario and Luigi, Charles Martinet also voices Wario and Waluigi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which I think that's great. Charles Martinet, fantastic dude. From everything I've seen of him, he just seems like a really nice guy, and he should have gotten that fucking role in that fucking movie. Still mad about that. Before I go on another Chris Pratt rant, uh, how about we wrap things up? Is do you have any questions for me about Wario, or any thoughts or speculations or anything? Or Waluigi? He's also part of the package deal in this episode.
Not really. I was just really him and Waluigi weren't related.
Yeah, I kind of assumed when I was younger that they were, but they're apparently not. Waluigi's just some guy.
That's just weird to think about because and Luigi are brothers, and this is like pretty much the evil version of.
Yeah.
You would think that they would be.
Yeah, but I guess also it's not like they're clones or anything, right? Like they're also just dudes who dressed up similarly and decided to fuck with the heroes. So
Yeah, that's
it
true,
could
I
have been,
guess.
it could have just been like a Craigslist ad, like, hey, does anybody else want to dress up like an evil Mario and Luigi and just screw with them? And Waluigi was like, nah. If you can't tell, I kind of love doing Waluigi's voice.
Who doesn't?
Eh. All right. Uh, all right. So I think that's about it for today's episode. Like I said, a bit of a shorter one, but those are fine from time to time.
Yeah.
I already said it, but I'll say it again. You can join the Cape Corner Discord. You can vote on characters you want to hear about. Not every time, but I put polls up sometimes. Um, you can. Oh man, I just realized we're coming up on a year. I've almost been doing this for a year now. That's wild. Um, you can follow the podcast at Cape Corner on Twitter, or if you are so inclined, you can follow my personal Twitter at Beyond Blue 13. Jay, you can be followed at Shitposter of America on Facebook.
Yee.
Have you done anything with that since like you've joined this podcast?
My Facebook?
Yeah.
Well, I share on it every day.
Oh, okay. I actually didn't know if you were like active on it or not.
Oh yeah, that's why I named it shitpost. Shit posting.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that does make sense, doesn't it? Uh, you can support the series on Anchor if you are so inclined. Um, if anybody like wants to support but for whatever reason doesn't want to do it on Anchor, you can just let me know, and like I guess I can make a Patreon or something. Uh, anyway, uh, next week will be something else. It probably a superhero or something. Am I
You
getting
should
worse at
have.
this?
I think
What
we're
were we
both
gonna
just
say?
kind of worn out. Not
Yeah,
like of the podcast. I just mean like today.
yeah. It's a tired day, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say though?
I was gonna say if you guys haven't done it, you should do Moon Knight since
Series, but yes, you're right.
yeah,
That would be awesome. You know what?
just an idea.
I am gonna do it. Next week is Moon Knight, baby. Well, wait, no, I forgot. I was actually saving an episode about him for after the series is over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to be able to talk about him like more in depth. And admittedly, my comic knowledge of him is a little bit weaker. So I was gonna let well, I wanted to voice my opinions on the series and everything too.
Hmm. I
Next
actually
week is not
didn't
Moon
know
Knight.
of.
You didn't know what?
I actually didn't even know he was. Series came up, and now I'm starting to find out a bunch of cool facts about him. Like insane.
Oh yeah, he's great.
That's
He
cool.
like I've known about him for a few years. And there's definitely been this like uh idea that he is quote unquote white Batman.
Mm.
Um, and like sure, but there's also like a fair bit of his own stuff he's got going on. The whole Egyptian god stuff is pretty far removed from Batman.
Character I could easily get into, so I'm actually really looking forward to this because it'll be something that I won't know what will happen next, pretty much.
Yeah,
Book fan for most of this, like Endgame and stuff. You kind of just want to like Spider-Man and all that. You kind of just know what's going to be happening for the most part.
yeah,
But this would
yeah.
just be like a totally new experience.
And I love superhero characters that have to do with like mental health stuff. Um,
Yeah,
a,
for
a
sure.
few weeks ago, I did the Hulk episode, and I was talking to Andrew from True Believers, and he he was shocked to find out that Hulk is actually a big mental health allegory. And I was like, yeah, it's something that they don't advertise about the character nearly enough. As like they,
Your issues?
it's because he's got dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay.
The I made the whole episode about it. You should listen to it after this. But long story short, the Hulk wasn't just some thing that was created when the gamma bomb went off. He is literally his repressed anger given form. Um, and he transforms into him. And the reason that the Hulk can't speak or think too well is because he's literally a personality, like a split personality of Bruce Banner, who has never been the conscious side of the mind. So the relative amount of time that he's been quote unquote alive compared to Bruce, he is a child while Bruce is an adult.
Mm. Yeah, see that a little bit, like him getting more involved, like learning CU movies. A little bit, not
Exactly.
a lot, but
By Ragnarok, he's starting to speak in sentences because he's been Hulk for a while, so he's been able to like communicate with other people and learn how to do it.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm like every time he gets to be Hulk, he actually like gets a little bit smarter and learns a little bit because he can't do that while he's essentially asleep.
Mm.
All right. Like I said, it's gonna wrap up the episode here. Um, everybody, thank you for listening. Stay strong, stay true to yourselves, and remember, we can all be heroes or we can be weird, antagonistic clones of somebody that is a hero. If that's, you know, what you want to do.
That's a mood.
Wah!